get a nice walk in. Gonna be not long until we're just optimized warping from place to place. Places to place. Hi, Arianger. Not that I'm complaining, Arianger, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor I thee, extolling the virtues of Aetheris, I did inadvertently waken the Loporrits to desire to aver our beloved star's demise. Ryle tells us you have obtained new knowledge that might aid us in our ongoing efforts. In news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea. I have news to share regarding the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest. I would so rather hear them first. What revelations did Heidelin's Elpis flower lead? Oh, there's so much shit that fucking happened in that zone, bro. So first off, I met Emmet Selk, but he was a young lad. And then I met Heidelin, but she was Venat. And also Hythlodaeus was there, and Hythlodaeus is the coolest motherfucker on the planet, and I'm kind of sad he's gone. Dynamis is what drives the final days. If it and Akasha are one and the same, this all but proves Nidhana's theory, where an entity, through sheer force of emotion, to channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river, power might surpass that of Aether. Star is so replete with Aether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the greater expanse. Meteon. The sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish, fear, and hatred drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Aetheris. Our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have one aim, to defeat Meteon. You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Meteon and we deliver the world from the final days. Even attempt it, there are two conditions. We must determine her location. Before Meteon escaped, an enchantment was placed on her by Venat, the woman who would become Heidelin. Implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood. We cannot assume our Heidelin and Venat you met in Elpis are one and the same, but nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Heidelin possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share the knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. And this is where we get into Teen Tens for us to flee. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteon? The Venat I knew would never give up. That's my impression too. Otherwise she wouldn't have used me as a conduit of her will. And provided clues such as the Elpis flower. I believe she's been waiting. No, we have the clue that she's been waiting. She told us herself on the ship. A promise I made in another era. In another time. I've been editing the video for part 1 of this shit, and that came up, and I was just like, oh, I missed that. Like, it fell out of my mind until I was watching it in the editor again. A means to reach Meteon. Our chosen method will depend entirely on wherever she has made her nest. Meeting with Heidelin must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Motoya have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? We enlisted the help of Arnvald and other Echo-blessed allies. We couldn't detect as much of a whisper from Heidelin. Even from within the Anti-Tower. The Forum has found some other methods of receiving instruction from Heidelin. It would be most likely some form of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea. Built closer to home. We receive word from the forum. Your presence is required in the rostra. We intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Father was able to persuade them. They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. Nice. We're actually gonna... Dude, we're actually ramping up. Holy shit. This is good. This is good. This is good. So how am I gonna be fucking crying my eyes out by the end of this shit? Why does everyone I know cry their fucking eyes out at the end of this shit? There's the lingering fear in the back of my mind that this is all gonna go wrong. I'm gonna be very upset. And then grind the fuck out of the extremes to make myself feel better. And also maybe Xenos will be there. But now, at literal max settings, I pull this camera out. And I am enjoying it. By the way, can you believe this is what the fucking actual brightness looks like if I turn my thing off? Which I haven't gone without for a long time. I think it's been like a year plus since I've had this thing turned off. There's a lot of dust on the camera, I see it.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
Everyone's down for whatever you got planned, bro.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence.
Everyone pull out your PSPs. We are going to hunt the fucking Tigrex as a group. This is a speedrun competition. Whoever in a pair of four wins first has the right to whatever the forum wants.
The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter.
Everyone left their weapons behind. So weird to see Justinian without his lance. It's literally Nidhogg.
On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzat-Han. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
How are you speaking to Heidelin? How are you speaking to Heidelin? Tell us right now, how are you speaking to Heidelin? We kinda need that info.
Then let us begin. First, it is the forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Charlian has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, We will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzat Han was foremost among these. But since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
That's a very real-ass question. I didn't expect that one.
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Oh, I knew it! They're excluding those they don't like. No, Galarians aren't involved. They're not gonna let anyone from Garlemald on.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct.
A one-way.
This arc, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and
It could be launched even today.
However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
Do they have Hydaelyn's physical body?
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
Ah.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware, until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms?
Dad Levior. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
"71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
I'm still stuck on Y'shtola's question. Oh my god, that was such a hard hitter. I thought one of the terms to the deal was gonna be, we'll fix your shit. Well, you're going to include the Galarians or the Garleans, however the heck you say it. Y'shtola, I have to talk to you. Although vexed that we've yet to learn the form's replacement for the anti-tower, though. I expect that in time they share it with us. Master Matoya, if they have any sense. I'll admit, bringing up the issue with the Forms of Complete Arc was more than a little daunting. They were, to their credit, quite open about the current state of affairs. What is more surprising when they took Alphino up on his offer. I very much take issue with the Forum's approach to selecting whom to save and when. They're not wrong for wanting to minimize potential conflicts. If this plan of ours actually works, the Great Exodus itself will become entirely unnecessary. My affinity for espionage may have earned me the title of Archon. I was completely unaware of the Forum's plans. May have been clues here and there. Had I been a mind to look for them, contemplating that possibility only serves to further wound my pride. Anyone could have realistically surmised that their brilliant stratagem was build a great ship, fly to the moon, a still larger vessel in truth. Use that travel to another star. Even now, the whole idea seems positively absurd when spoken aloud. Of late, I have seen no sign of the Loprits. This being the first opportunity to experience the wonders of Sharlayan, potential for misadventures is nigh infinite. Perhaps Misgard Sommer were alive. In the traditional sense, that is, he could have offered to help the vessel attain the necessary speeds. Then again, there's no guarantee his contribution would make enough of a difference to matter. Rest assured, I have every intention of honoring the forum's decision. Alright, good to know, actually. That was kind of fucking sick. Sorry about not letting the rest of you know my plan. I was admittedly thinking on my feet for the most part. Since we require both a means of communicating the Highland and reaching Meteon, in the spur of the moment, I saw involving ourselves in the completion of the Ark as a way to work towards both objectives simultaneously. We must first keep our ends of the bargain by solving the problem of the Aether Burner. I like to think it is not a challenge beyond our combined expertise. At least, the expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how an Aether Burner actually works before we attempt to improve it. Amazing. Going underground. Ability to maintain a stiff upper lip is being sorely tested. I shall take you to see the Aether Burner. Meet me outside the Archeon. I trust you can make your own way there. Ark is being built in Labyrinthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal a massive undertaking? Alright. The story now definitely feels like it's going somewhere big. We gotta head to Labyrinthos, which I will actually just walk. Again, not gonna be often we see this spot anymore. Alright, our destination lies lower levels. Forum and its wisdom has granted you access to the Archeon's lift. Step aside and I have a Feline take you to the medial circuit. Here, being Logisticon Alpha, the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Drawn from the underground dispersed as vapor, stimulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain, manipulating the temperature in the air circulation, create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of biological samples kept here. A lot of words you just said. Mother brought me here as a child and left me behind. You're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with grandfather. Night before, I'd been asking Father how the clouds are made. He decided to show me. It's fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. Having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loprits, recreating similar environments, I've come to view such processes in a new light. Subterranean gardens of Labyrinthos, lunar prism forged to contain the ancient Zodiark, habitations built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, unique yet undeniably similar. No mere coincidence. Adeline unfolded to us the grim fate that awaits theorists. Every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos. Preparation for the Great Exodus. That is not all. A testing ground for technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. Though the Loprits have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none. Thrive where all is barren. Time is not on our side. I've arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. Preparations for the Great Exodus are carried out. Construction of the Ark among them. Our plans have been made public. Access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions. Free reign to come and go as you please. I was really going for it now. I'm very happy that we've somehow managed the entire X-Pack with all the Scions alive. So many spots along the way. I'm like, one of these motherfuckers is gonna die. Somehow it just hasn't happened. Aether burner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokol Dankel. Kokol Dankel. Once the necessary introductions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss the particulars this way. Holy shit. Dude, I don't speak English. I speak a rough approximation. And fucking leave all by the wayside. I don't practice words, I just say shit. If it's not poggers, I can't say it correctly, dude. Oh boy.
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost my eyebrows.
Why do I recognize this voice actor?
Think. We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think.
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, Master Force, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse.
I'm glad all of that was timed out so they didn't want you to be able to mistime it.
Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the Ether Burner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer.
Look, that one ran the fucking Crystal Tower. If he has literally nothing to say, I will be pissed.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the Ether Burner.
Aye, aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the Ether Burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding.
A giant bomb.
In that black void where the ether's right sparse is strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Damn, he's going the fuck off.
Hast thou consulted with the Loperids?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You tried it!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
Wait a minute!
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalaman's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ins like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it, though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Brother!
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Garleans. If I had to make a bet.
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager
I
to
see.
climb up.
Is this the 89 dungeon?
It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
The White Raven's ghost, it haunts me.
Are you all right? You look pale as a... Well... Best put that battle from your mind for now. Deep breaths.
Oh my god! It is such an unfun fight that they even call it out in the cutscene. They're just like, uh-oh, don't think about it. Fucking actual battle trauma.
Would be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously. Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours.
What's all this? Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward.
He said heaven's word.
This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
This is Alphino! Let's go! I don't know why that made me pop both.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-foot expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
The Crystal Tower and or the level 60 area.
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Any road, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Find a source like that with the ether burner.
They're talking about the pieces that you build, you grabbed to build fucking... What's his name? Oh my god. Name's escaping me.
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure
the one for the 63 boss.
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking, and I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
I'm glad we don't actually have to sit here and look at a fucking rocket ship part. And be like, ah, I see, you must fetch quests around the world. Smile, smile, he's your son, damn it. Damn it! Ah! Angie. The music was playing, you piece of shit. This area in particular reminds me exactly of Elpis. And I actually don't think that's a coincidence at all. Times like these were reminded of how famous or infamous Alphinaud has become. Who would have thought he could achieve so much with a single Link Pearl conversation? As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, I best return to the service and inform the relevant parties. Contact my own. Who might that be? For me to know and you to find out. That's for me to know and you to only know if you did the Eureka storyline. Which you didn't. Alright, what's next? Meanwhile, in Ulda. Okay.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must.
You ever think about how crazy it is they rarely use the music from the turns?
We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade, clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it.
Lorito, are you gonna enjoy it? Oh, he's just gonna nod.
Descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, Did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ul Namo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
This is what a hand looks like. The Black Shroud. Everyone's gonna get a convo. Why do I recognize you? Fuck. Are you from the Archer storyline? Is that why? Just finished their speech?
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses.
Yes.
Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
Oh!
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the Scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
That really was a lifetime ago now.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
I'm feeling it right now, dude. They're playing like the theme for when you're looking around turn 1 and I feel it. It's so good. Bro, they're gonna fucking have it be here.
There you are. We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already... That was a roar. A dragon's roar.
Yeah, what's going on there?
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honorable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid. Is that?
Soroban.
Hancock? What a surprise this is.
What the fuck?
And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
No way. Wow! They're just gonna be playing this shit.